sound of wind blowing, followed by a soft, mystical melody. In the misty mountains of ancient Japan, where legends walked among men, there lived a story, whispered only in the bravest of dojos. It wasn't about a treasure or a lost kingdom, but about an impossible friendship. At the heart of this tale is Ryujin, the sky serpent, an ancient dragon whose scales shimmered like 1,000 opals. For centuries, he slumbered in the crater of Mount Fuji, his snores causing the very ground to tremble. The villagers below lived in fear, offering sacrifices to keep the mighty beast asleep. They believed his awakening would bring nothing but fiery destruction. Then came Kenji. Kenji wasn't just any samurai. While others trained with the katana, perfecting their iajutsu, Kenji was an outcast. He was obsessed with a foreign art, a fluid and powerful style he learned from a shipwrecked monk from the mainland. They called it Kung Fu. His movements were like water, yielding yet powerful, a dance of fists and feet that his fellow samurai scorned as dishonorable. A warrior fights with steel, not with his bare hands, they would mock. One fateful year, the tremors from the mountain grew violent. The air turned thick with sulfur. The elders knew what it meant. Ryujin was waking up. The greatest samurai in the land were summoned, their armor gleaming, their blades thirsty. They marched up the volcano, ready to slay the beast. One by one they charged, and one by one, they were swatted away by the dragon's immense tail, their finest steel shattering like glass against his ancient scales. The mountain roared with the dragon's fury and the screams of the defeated. As smoke and despair drifted down to the village, Kenji made a decision. He wouldn't bring a sword. He tied his simple gi, took a deep breath, and began his ascent. When he reached the crater, he saw Ryujin, a magnificent and terrifying sight. The dragon's golden eyes, blazing with anger, fixed on the lone man. Another insect to crush. The dragon's voice thundered, a sound that was both spoken and felt in the soul. But Kenji didn't draw a weapon. Instead, he bowed, and then he began to move. In the shadow of the great beast, Kenji performed his kung fu. He moved through the tiger form, powerful and direct. He flowed into the crane, graceful and balanced. He became the snake, fluid and precise. It wasn't a challenge, it was a conversation. His movements spoke of discipline, of respect for life, of a strength that came not from a desire to kill, but from a desire to understand. The dragon, who had only ever known fear and violence from humans, watched in stunned silence. He saw the wind in Kenji's movements. He saw the solidity of the earth in his stances. He saw the fire of passion in his spirit. This tiny human, he spoke the language of the elements. He spoke the language of the world itself. Slowly, the great dragon lowered his head, his fiery eyes softening. "You do not seek to conquer me," Ryujin rumbled, his voice now laced with curiosity. "I seek to understand," Kenji replied, his voice steady despite his pounding heart. "Your power is like a storm. A storm isn't evil, it is just power. It must be guided." From that day forward, an unbelievable alliance was forged. Ryujin, the ancient dragon, did not go back to sleep. Instead, he taught Kenji the secrets of the sky and the fire, and Kenji, the kung fu samurai, taught the dragon the art of control, of inner peace. Together, they developed a new martial art, one that blended the raw, elemental power of a dragon with the disciplined, fluid grace of kung fu. They became the guardians of the land, a living testament to the idea that true strength isn't about the weapon you hold, but the understanding you cultivate. And the outcast samurai became the greatest legend of them all.